child, you know, it's or fooling around and playing all day, you know, that's you know, the child is like that. Parents, therefore the parents have to be there. You have to study. You have to, you know, learn how to read and write, become educated, because that's for your ultimate benefit. You cannot just eat anything. You'll become sick and unhealthy and lose your teeth. Like if you just eating sweets all day. You know, children don't have. You know, there's not much brains often in children. So therefore, but also, you know, of course, later on we are maybe a little more intelligent, but still, you know, if our attraction, our goal is something created by the modes of material nature, as is expressed here, then we also just like children going for that, which is immediately pleasurable, but is actually killing us. It's keeping us in birth and death. It's not the ultimate benediction. That distinction is, you know, we have to be conscious as devotees. We cannot. There's a tendency that we just somehow slide into again, become somewhat unconscious, and we allow a certain anartha, a certain desire, simply to, you know, even though we, actually, if we question ourselves, you know, this is just a material desire, but sometimes we just, you know, just allow it to be there, and we let it grow and be cultivated in a somewhat unconscious state. We have to become conscious. That's one of the great challenges of, you know, becoming a devotee, is to become actually conscious, to wake up and stop dreaming. That's because conditioned souls are, you know, it's described as human beings, and we are in the species of human beings. We actually not most human beings are not conscious. They look conscious, they look awake, but actually they're dreaming. They're walking around dreaming in daytime, and they, you know, it's and we are also, you know, in that, you know, very much conditioned by that. We are also dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, dreaming about, you know, ultimately just dreaming of ourselves that we can somehow or another enjoy, we can somehow or another control, we can be like God. And that's it. We're dreaming like that. It's and in such dream states, we dream about, we fantasize about different material pleasures, taking subtle forms, and but you know, if we do not, you know, face them, address them, give them up, I mean, they will keep us in material bondage. We have to come to a point where we simply want the ultimate, and that's and nothing else, and therefore we are, you know, we are hearing about, hearing about pure devotees, you know, actually what do they want? Dhruva Maharaj, what did he want? Kuvera came and offered him everything. Dhruva Maharaj was engaged in fighting with the Yakshas, and he got a little carried away. The Yakshas had killed his brother Uttama, and so he had to, as his duty, he had to revenge that you don't kill any member of the royal family, you know, and that there's a heavy price for that. Yeah. So he was revenging himself against killing the Yakshas, but then at one point it became too much, and Swayambhu Manu came and told him, "Now it's enough, please stop." And immediately stopped. You know, and then Kuvera was so pleased with him stopping killing the Yakshas. The Yakshas are the descendants of Kuvera. So although Kuvera is a demigod, but also he has these Yakshas, lower beings, somehow they are, or he's protecting them or has some relationship to them. So Kuvera came and offered him anything, and you can just, what can I give you? And Kuvera, he is a treasure of the demigods. He's the wealthiest of all the demigods. It's like, imagine, one day, Bill Gates, he walks up and says, Indra, what do you want? What can I give you? And then you look at him with sincere eyes and say, please give me pure devotional service to Krishna. Please pray that I will become pure devoted. That's all I want. Wow. But that's what Dhruva he did. He just asked for remembrance of Krishna, pure devotion. And what else, and we have many examples in the Shastras like that. When Kolaveta Sridhar was offered by Lord Chaitanya, please, ask for anything, you can become Brahma. So he asked, I just want to be, lifetime after lifetime, let me be a banana seller and still leave plates to you and be cheated by you. Let me, lifetime after lifetime, if that's what you want, let me simply be like that. Haridas Thakur was also offered any kind of benediction. And so he asked for, please let me, in whatever species of life I may enter, please let me simply have the remnants of the food from the plates that have been on the Vaishnava's plates. The remnants of the food that has been on the Vaishnava's plates. That's all I want. That's so these are they are there. This is what we should strive for. We should only desire devotional service. Actually, we should only desire what Krishna did. Give up all desires. That's what is there. We desire. Of course, we cannot be desireless. We should desire to have service, and within the service, then we invest all our desires for performing that service. That's how. And we simply desire for Krishna. We desire, like anything, to render our service, and the service is successful. And just like we see when Hanuman was looking for Sita, when he had desire, he had such a strong desire to find Mother Sita, and many desires in connection with that. He had desire to destroy Ravana, and he's not inactive, he's not desireless. He has so many desires, but actually they're just Ram's desires. And and within the service he has been given, there's nothing for himself. So that's pure devotional service. One invests the full energy of one's desires is simply to render what the service one has been given perfectly for Krishna's satisfaction and for the satisfaction of the devotees. And then one has full faith in that I'm being taken care of completely. Krishna is my maintainer, Krishna is my protector, and I don't have real pure devotee doesn't even think about himself or has any worries. He knows that whatever Krishna he arranges, it will be for my, it's up to him, and he will do whatever is best for me. He has complete faith like that. That's a faith that Krishna is asking for, not for himself. He's simply recommending that. I'm intelligent, I know what is good for you. Just surrender to me, and I'll take completely care of you, and there will be, everything will be there for you. All your whatever, even your material desires you have, they will, maybe I'll not fulfill them, but the actual desires that you have, they will be fulfilled. Just a complete faith in me. That's a level of actual devotional service. This is what the Bhagavatam is teaching. This is why Bhagavatam is a book for those who. There's no cheating here in the Bhagavatam. There's no promises that we can become happy, or we should strive for anything except pure devotional service. This is the standard. All the other things have been discussed, but it's always the conclusion is always just, strive for pure devotional service. Surrender completely, and Krishna, he will take fully, he'll take fully care of you, and much better than you could ever imagine. That's also in one sense, it's such a waste when we come and we limit the opportunities that actually are there. Krishna, if we live up to Krishna, actually we will achieve so much more, satisfaction, and also in terms of rendering service and whatever, is there. We cannot imagine the results what Krishna, what he is giving to his devotee. But if we just ask for, a little bit, if we are fortunate, Krishna will not give it. But if we are unfortunate, if we're not even sincere enough, then he might even give it. Then we just like there are different examples given of a beggar asking the king for, and the king says, yes, take whatever you like, and he asks just for, one handful of rice. Or there's the example of this woman, old woman who lost her, carrying firewood, and she dropped it, and she cried, "Oh God," because she was so old and such, she couldn't even, she couldn't carry this load anymore. And then Krishna appeared in front of her and said, "Yes, what do you want?" And then she got so confused and bewildered that God actually appeared. She just said, "Can you please lift up this bundle and put it back on my shoulder? Please give me my burden back and let me carry it again." And then Krishna disappeared, and she continued carrying on her burden. That's what it means, material desires. They're simply the heavy burdens we're carrying along. So if you're unfortunate, Krishna will fulfill it. If we're more fortunate, Krishna will not fulfill it, and then we'll for a while be frustrated and wiggling like fish that are caught and trying to get free. But if one is intelligent, one simply just leave it up to Krishna, and he will, there will be so much, it will be so interesting. Life will be so interesting if we simply surrender to Krishna. Even this life will be extremely interesting in a way that we cannot imagine, and we will never be able to arrange for ourselves. It's also, if we're so attached to arranging for our own comfort and our own security, and everything has to be just, like this and this, and it's life will actually be pretty boring. When we live up to Krishna, Krishna, his adventure, life will be very adventurous. Life as a devotee is actually very adventurous. So many things will happen, and so actually one will not miss anything. Rather, one will get everything and pure devotional service, and go back home, back to Godhead. And sorry, I should stop. One question, comments?
It can somewhat be easy to surrender to Krishna because we know he's God, but often can be more difficult to surrender to the devotee's authority because they are, even though they can be pure, but still there are imperfect senses. So, and we see faults are being made, at least apparently. So how to have that faith in authorities, even though we see there's faults?
They cannot separate these things, but the action, whatever situation we are in, we have to understand it is arranged by Krishna, and we can only surrender in the situation we have no other situation to surrender in. We may dream about, if I were in a different situation, then I could really be Krishna conscious, then I could really surrender. But that's dreaming. We only have the situation we're in, and one can choose two. I mean, one has two kinds of reactions in the situation. One can condemn the situation, curse the situation, or lament. Why are they doing this to me? It's unfair. I have done anything wrong. It's it's their fault, and this way, be in a state of constant grief and lamentation, anger. Or one can see this is Krishna's arrangement. He has put me in this situation due to my previous karma and due to Krishna's situation. Due to Krishna's arrangement, I am in this situation, and this is actually the form Krishna has taken. Krishna's mercy has taken this particular form. And if I simply surrender here, in this situation, that everything, all perfection will be there. Seemingly imperfections, I am imperfect, and material situations are never perfect. But the thing is, I surrender in that situation, and then of course one has to be trained to know what actually surrender means. It's a surrender on different levels. If practically one has in a practical authority, one is working under, temple brahmacharya means you have a practical authority, and there are many ways things could be done, but it could be done this way or that way. But one simply one surrenders like that. That's perfect. That's the perfection. One surrenders and one does what is one is instructed. Still, of course, it's nothing unreasonable. It's just maybe example in book distribution. We are told if we have a Sankirtan leader, today you go to this town. But actually, I think I should go to another town. It would have been better to go there. He says, no, we go here. Okay, so I disagree, but I go. I don't object. On that level, or is it also described like for example, a Sudra? He has sometimes that's his dharma. He has to serve his employer, his master, and even though sometimes the master asks him to do a service which actually should not be done, it's not right, but the Sudra, he does it. That's his austerity, or that's a kind of flaw in his occupation, but that he does it, that's actually the perfection. So, and the world is always like that. It was all. Prabhupada points out there's no perfect situation. Or Krishna points out every endeavor is covered by fault. Prabhupada elaborates whether you're Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Sudra, there are things that are imperfect. You cannot. So, but Krishna says, Tateno kampam susamiksamana bunyana evatniktam kritam vipakam krikvat urvidan namaste viveta yom jipade sagaya bak. That one is in any situation, one should be very grateful for the situation, knowing that actually one's suffering has been minimized drastically by Krishna's mercy. One is only getting a token of what one is supposed to get of suffering due to one's past karma, and one continues with gratitude to offer prayers and serve Krishna in that situation. That is the direct ticket back to Godhead. And I guess also experience teaches one that, if one acts like that, one will actually look back and see the situations I thought this is not the perfect situation, I should have been in a different situation. No, actually I can see it was really what I needed. It was a perfect situation for me. So one gets faith that actually I am in the perfect situation. You can dream about, Copenhagen, what a horrible place to be in. But actually, you don't get any better really this is a, the potency of being in Copenhagen as we are is 1,000 times greater than the potency of all the most holy places combined. We might, when we go to, we go on to Vrindavan, we hear about the glories of the holy places, and simply spending one night, and there's so many glories of the holy places, but we should understand actually that the glories of those holy is only it's only an atomic fraction of the glories of the holy place where one is meant to serve. It's a little my own creativity. But it's not, it's philosophically still right. It's Krishna has put us here. If we surrender to it, we get so much mercy. We're always in the holy place. Please, we want the mercy, Here we can get so much mercy by surrendering to the situation that Krishna has placed us in, seeing it as Krishna's arrangement. And actually start seeing it, instead of seeing it as separate from Krishna, one actually tries to look for where, how is Krishna present in that situation? One starts looking for Krishna. And when one starts looking like that, one actually starts discovering, yes, this is actually Krishna's arrangement. And one starts seeing, how do I fit in? And life actually becomes very interesting. And one becomes so connected with Krishna. Is that an answer? Jai. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada, please.